Why do you do that? So awkward. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be doing a top 10 Netflix recommendations for 2019. This is a little something different on our channel. So without any further ado, let's just get right into it. At number 10 we have On My Block. This is not realistically in any order. I just want to throw that out there. On My Block is basically just a coming of age story of 4 friends navigating their way through middle school on their way to high school. They were in middle school. What? It says high school on here. Okay, so On My Block is basically a story about 4 friends.
Why are you shouting?
On My Block sets in like a South LA type area. I'm not really gonna give you like all the details in the show because like I'm not trying to ruin it. But this show does have a lot of ups and downs, a lot of twists and turns. If you do think about watching this, tell me who is your favorite character. Me and Siobhan have this debate all the time. Coming at number 9, we have Marlon. Inspired by his real life, Marlon Wayans takes a comedic aspect into his fatherhood and friendships while also being a famous internet superstar. He also balances taking care of his kids while also putting up with his ex-wife, Ashley, which is played by Essence Atkins from Smart Guy. This show is about 2 seasons long and has about 10 episodes a season. And the show is about 20 minutes long. So if you're looking for a short comedic show that you really want to laugh to, I suggest Marlon. Number 7, Jessica Jones. 7, can you count? 8. Okay, number 8, Jessica Jones. Okay, this show, it's like a detective show. It's about this...
A what?
A detective show about this private investigator gifted with superhuman strength and flight. This show is, not gonna lie, each episode is kind of long. Each like an hour long. If you're looking for like a long show, and if you like detective shows, Jessica Jones. There's 3 seasons, and there's 13 episodes each season. It's about this detective named Jessica. Okay, when she was younger, her parents went on this trip to Florida. I think it was Florida. Whatever, they went on a trip, and in that trip, they got into a car accident. When the car crash happened, her and her family were transported to this facility where the scientists tried to genetically modify their genes. And after all of that, the show just takes place of her using her powers to help other people. Coming in at number 7, we have the Musketeers. Set on the streets of the 17th century Paris, the Musketeers give a complimentary take on classic stories about a group of highly trained soldiers and bodyguards assigned to protect the king and their country. Athos, Porthos, Aramis, and D'Artagnan. Compared to most shows, this show is pretty average considering there's 3 seasons and there's only like 10 episodes a season. And they're about 50 minutes per season. So if you really like medieval times type of swords fighting and really like that type of kings and queens and different type of medieval time stuff, then the show is really like, I would really recommend this for you because it's very interesting. The more you get to know the characters and there's certain what makes them like tick and there's certain background stories, because each character has a specific background story that's very unique to what they really like, and every character has a certain love interest that they pursue in this show. So this is a very good show to watch. Okay, number 6, we have Black Lightning. Black Lightning focuses on this vigilante. His name's Jefferson Pierce, played by Cress Williams. I think I pronounced his name right. And he becomes a high school principal because he convinced himself that him being a principal, he was saving more lives as he was as a vigilante. During this, how the season goes on, he tends to go back into that vigilante type part of his life because there are a lot of bad guys in the city, and being a principal, as he figured out, just is not gonna cut it. This show has 2 seasons, and roughly there's like 13, 16 episodes a season, and they're all like not an hour, but like just under an hour. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I was like, if you wanted a superhero show that's action, drama, and powers, I would choose Black Lightning. So at 5, we have Sex Education. So Sex Education is one of my favorite Netflix shows right now. It's a Netflix original. Basically is about a socially awkward high school student that has trouble masturbating. And he's basically, his mom is a sex guru, and he basically talks to students in his high school on how to basically deal with sex and their relationship problems or anything they have to ask about relationships or sex.
Why is your face like that?
Like what?
Like you're asking a question.
This is actually a really good show if you are in high school and dealing with any problems, like, because I think the show is very realistic in terms of high school relationships and sex. There's a pretty serious aspect as well as a comedic aspect to how they approach it. So I think the show is very good at explaining sex education. There's only one season out right now. They've already explained that there's a new season coming on the way. But you'll get hooked off the first episode alone. I personally think I watched the first episode and I was pretty hooked off the first episode just because it was so relatable in a way. Okay, coming up at number 4, we have Stranger Things. Okay, this is a very popular show, so probably already watched it, but I'm telling you, if you haven't, this is the show to watch. The Stranger Things sets in about 1983-ish, and it's surrounding this boy named Will. Will goes missing, and it's basically his friends and family and the police officers trying to find out where he went. Also in the show, they do undergo a lot of top secret government experiments. Some of those experiments were tested on this little girl named Eleven, played by actress Millie Bobby Brown. There are about 8 episodes to each season. There are 3 seasons out right now. Each episode's like an hour-ish long. The characters are just to die for. Every character, just you fall in love with them every episode. If you like a lot of those dark like shows, Stranger Things is like a little bit scary, depending on what you think is scary. I don't watch horror movies. Like, the seasons are not very long, so the action just picks up super quickly. If you're looking for one of those shows, I would suggest Stranger Things. At number 3, we have The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
There lived a girl who was half witch. Absent omen.
Now, if you're a teenager and you haven't actually watched this show on Netflix, there's a problem. It's gotten pretty popular in like recent months. There's 2 seasons out. It's basically about, if you haven't watched Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which is a pretty old TV show, this is basically a spin-off of another coming of age story, basically of a teenage witch who's half witch, half human. It's basically a life story about how her struggles between her deciding to be human or witch. The character of Sabrina is being played by Kieran Shipka, and a pretty good show if you're into witches and into like pretty spooky type of TV shows. So if you like witches or Ross Lynch, then I suggest you watch this TV show. Alright, number 2, Let me say that again. Alright, number 2, we have Sherlock. Okay, now Sherlock is one of my favorite shows. So Sherlock is being played by the one, the only, Benedict Cumberbatch. This show is about him and his friend John Watson solving a bunch of unsolved crimes in London. So this is how the show works. This show is broken up into series, and there's 4 series, and there's 3 episodes each series. Overall, this is just, again, this is in no order, but Sherlock has grown to be one of my favorite shows. If you're looking for a detective show and a long show to watch Sherlock. So coming in at number 1, we have...
I help you.
How could you possibly help me?
I have the ability to draw out people's forbidden desires.
You're psychic or something?
No, I can't read people's minds. I'm not a Jedi.
Lucifer. Lucifer, I would recommend to anyone who watches any type of Netflix whatsoever. This show is pretty interesting in the fact if you like some type of Bible, angel, devil type of aspect. And this story is about the original fallen angel Lucifer and how retiring from hell, he has gone to LA to live his life and to pursue things that he really loves, which is basically women and punishment to people who have done wrong. So he has lived his life up to this point until a murder happens outside of his nightclub. He's also fallen for a love interest in a detective named Chloe Decker. This show is a 10 out of 10 for me. Last but not least, we have a couple honorable mentions. We have Umbrella Academy, Riverdale, The Office, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and American Vandal. If you want to know more about the shows, watch the trailer. I'm not explaining it. Thanks for watching. Thank you for clicking on this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Drop a comment on what a video we should do next time. This has been our Netflix recommendations. That's it, I guess.